This has been quite a funny story that I was following because I am a person who enjoys going to the gym. Do you enjoy going to the gym, Callum?
No, I like money.
What?
I spend money on a gym.
What? It's quite cheap.
I'm very, very stingy.
Oh, well, yeah, actually, to be fair, I've been to your flat, I know that. Yeah, no, in that case, let me explain it to you. So, you go to the gym to do this incredible thing called working out. Working out can vary from walking on the spot for ages, or cycling, or to picking up heavy bits of metal and lifting them up and down like that. Are you following so far?
I've got the idea.
All right, then. Okay, sometimes you do that, and sometimes right next to you is a woman in the skimpiest outfit possible whose leggings are welded to her skin. They are that tight. And it can be very, very difficult just because being a man and you're already lifting weights, so your testosterone is boosted at the time, you've got your blood pumping, to not just go like that. I do not endorse harassment of women. I do not endorse approaching...
Looking at women is harassment.
Yeah, I do not endorse approaching women who have made it clear that they do not want to be approached at the gym. Everybody at the gym is there to just work out. But a lot of women do wear very revealing and skimpy clothes. For an example of this, just go to the next one. Like, scroll down. Like, I'm sorry, you can just wear baggy shorts and a t-shirt to the gym. You do not have to wear exhibitionist gear to go to the gym because
she's got a very fancy dinner after this. With a
I'm sure she just wants to look her best for the dinner. But a lot of this stuff as well, people have pointed out, have seams that literally run down the arse crack just to emphasise it.
I think that one does
even further. Yeah, that one does as well. Yeah, I can see that you were examining it quite closely.
That's my job.
Yeah, this is part of the job.
I'm getting paid to do this.
But when you've got women dressed like that, doing a lot of, and women at the gym tend to emphasize the lower body as well. And of course, I recommend all women go to the gym. Being healthy is a very, very good thing. But if you dress in such a way, which is your right to do so, don't be surprised if men glance over. And it might even be unintentional on their part, because honestly, it is just really difficult not to just...
Reminds me of a Ricky Gervais show episode where Ricky spoke about the fact he used to, when he was a kid, they had a PE teacher, and he would walk around with shorts that were just too short. And his balls would pop out from the shorts. And apparently everyone in the community knew this, and we were just like, oh, for God's sake. And just, you couldn't not look as well. Like Ricky was saying, like, not even the guys. I mean, you just had to have a look, because they're out.
It's horrible.
I mean, no, I think it was Carl that was looking. Carl's always looking at cock.
Yeah. Especially Hunter Biden's. Yeah. His big juicy shot.
Anyway, but the point being, like, it's not even a gendered thing fundamentally, in my view. No. It's like, no, this just happens to be mostly women.
For instance, here's an example, right? Okay. The other day, I was trying to read a book in the living room, okay? And the missus decides...
Local woman.
The missus decides that it's a great idea to put on the film The Brothers Grimsby. I have not watched this film before, but I know it has some content that I would probably not enjoy from a visual perspective. Have you watched it?
I don't know what it is.
It's Sacha Baron Cohen film. It's he's a football lout. His brother is Mark Strong, who's a super secret spy. At one point, his brother gets shot in the shoulder with a poison dart, and he has to suck out the poison. So he gets Sacha Baron Cohen to do it for him. And then, because it's incredibly lowbrow and goes exactly where you think it is, oh no, I've also got one in my testicle. And he literally just gets his balls out, and you see it all on screen, and I assume they were prosthetic, but it's still gross. And he goes, you need to suck my balls, and he gets him to do it, and it's...
presume it's prosthetic. Sacha Baron Cohen's like, yeah, you don't have to wear anything, I'll just suck your cock, like.
No, when the visual of it, when he gets them out to start off with. Okay, I did not want to see such a thing. I did not want to be subject to it, but when you're trying to read and there's a guy pretending to get his balls sucked on screen in a very over-the-top sort of way, it is kind of like, oh God, I don't want to look, but it's awful, but I can't, my eyes keep getting drawn to it. It's terrible. So yeah, it isn't a gendered thing.
Speaking of Sacha Baron Cohen's nonsense, like, have you seen the outtakes of The Dictator?
No, I've not even watched The Dictator, to be fair.
Alright, there's a scene where one of his servants is going to wipe his arse, as a dictator does.
No.
Anyway, they're filming the scene. You don't see anything. It's perfectly typical to show that he's an asshole, right? And the servant comes up, and you just see Sacha in the dictator uniform go, you don't have to touch it. Because the camera can't even see. Anyway.
Okay, but yeah, and for To go off topic for just a moment, a lot of the attitudes of women these days is centered around a mid-century idea of feminism, which was put forward by one particular woman in her book, The Second Sex. That is Simone de Beauvoir. And if you'd like an in-depth discussion of how evil feminism is and how ridiculous its origins are, you can go to this recent premium podcast that Connor did with Carl, where they discuss the evil origins of feminism and just how completely insane Simone de Beauvoir is. If you wanted to know where the idea that some women have put forward that any sex, no matter how consensual, is rape, or the idea that all fetuses within the womb are just inherently parasitical, this is where you go to, because it turns out all of these ideas came from the absolute ridiculous woman that is Simone de Beauvoir. Anyway, moving on with the story then. So this is all relating to a particular clip that went up on social media recently that got a lot of attention, and that was a clip from a woman who goes under the social media handle Jessica49, and she posted this video. I couldn't find the video because she'd taken it down, so instead I got this clip. This Joey Swole person responded to it, and he included the entire clip at the beginning of his response. So let's play that so we can understand what it is.
This is how to not approach girls at the gym.
I hate this. I hate when there's weirdos. It makes me so uncomfortable. Feral, like f***ing feral. Swatch. The 5 adds £5. And these are the rates. Excuse me? You don't have to do that. It's okay. No, it's okay. I got it. Thank you, though.
Underage 21-year-old.
See what I mean? Alright, here we go.
What?
So that was the clip, and
He clearly just wanted to talk to her.
well, even then, apparently staring at her like a piece of meat means just glancing over a few times.
I don't even think that was she looks hot. I'm gonna look at. She wasn't wearing anything particularly like what she's
I
wearing.
mean, she was filming herself at
Yeah,
the
but
time, which would probably also draw attention.
Maybe I'm ignorant, but I see that as like guys like I need to build up some confidence, go talk to that woman. Let's just find an excuse, and then it's like, hey, I'll help you with the thing. She's like, no, and he's like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, I mean, she said no, thank you, and he immediately was like, oh, okay then, and presumably just went on to do his thing. And in all of the responses that she's come up with since this originally went out, she never once said that after she initially told him no, that he started harassing her and coming back to her. So it's literally just this. This is the evidence that she provided, and she included in the original tweet that has been deleted, she said, this guy kept making me extremely uncomfortable at the gym. This is why I'll end up crying on stream, because she's a streamer as well.
Of course she will.
Because I feel so grossed out at times with the amount of sexualization I experience. Hopefully this spreads awareness for girls who experience this type of treatment at the gym. So the main point that she's making, I hate being sexualized. I despise being sexualized. Something that doesn't hold up to scrutiny when people like our good friend David Atherton posts this, which is that she has what appears to be like something of an OnlyFans. I think in one of the responses that she gave, she said it's not OnlyFans, it's this thing called Fan House, which is completely different because it's safe for work content.
She does cosplay.
But yeah, she does cosplay, she does PPV content, she does all sorts of things.
Okay,
with
yes,
an image like this.
It's not pornography, but it is sexualized content.
So
Like, you're not having sex.
sexualizing yourself.
Yeah, come on. Like, sure, like, even if you.
And she still has posts like this next one up on her own Twitter account. Mrs. Claus, look, but make it Latina baddie edition, where this is not sexualized at all. This is just her. This is just how I dress normally. This is how I go to church on Sunday mornings.
To be honest, this is a wider problem. It's just people trying to have it both ways.
Oh yeah.
It's endlessly that.
I mean, it reminds me, like you say, people having it both ways. When you see people on TikTok, through Libs of TikTok, describing their sexuality, and it's something like, I'm a horny asexual who loves orgies. It's like, do you understand what asexual means? And if you do, why are you calling yourself it?
Attention.
It is just attention. And this article from the New York Post had a bit more to say on the subject because, like I said, she's deleted a lot of tweets regarding this. And sadly, by the time we get to the end of this, it seems that she still hasn't really learnt the lesson that goes with this. So she explained on Twitter that the man staring triggered my flight or fight response to previous traumas. I was completely fine until he followed me to my squat rack in the corner of the gym. One Twitter user responded,
And then I was killed.
yeah, and then I
No.
was dead. I'm tweeting this from beyond the grave. Woo! I don't understand how hard it is to mind your business. People aren't at the gym to get stared at or get hit on. It makes no sense. And another said,
Okay, no, I've got to step in here.
Yep.
Because I happen to have some unique knowledge about North Korea, which is totally relevant.
oh, okay, all right, yeah, just get some North Korea knowledge in there.
All right, so in North Korea, relationships are kind of taboo, sex is taboo, blah, blah, blah. So in the modern era, because gyms have been allowed for the elite North Koreans go to the gym.
Wait, only the elites are allowed to work out.
No, just no one has any time to.
Oh,
It's
well,
all starving death stuff.
yeah, I suppose
Anyway,
so.
so the elites go to the gym, and that's the one place where they can basically meet women and talk to them
That makes
without
sense.
it being socially like a pariah. So it's like, yeah, if you're gonna have mixed gyms, then we do have sex segregated gyms as well. Until that whole question of transgenderism turned up.
Yes. Well, mainly I imagine I've not encountered, and please feel free to correct me, I've not encountered any male-only gyms, but I have encountered
be one.
I have encountered women-only gyms because I think the threat would be more just, oh, we don't want women being harassed in such a way, or we want women to feel more comfortable. Men can kind of work out in any environment, except it is getting more difficult if you see a woman filming now for a vlog in a skimpy outfit. You might just think to yourself, I'm just going to go somewhere else because
If you owned a gym where that happened, just make it male only.
there's probably laws against it. Honestly, sadly, there is probably
Yeah.
laws against it.
We spa.
Although, I did see somebody suggest that if you just have the vibe of the gym in a particular way, just have loud heavy metal playing, put like America flags and Don't Tread on Me flags around the place, and have the plates that you put on the bars, have them be a bit grotty, maybe. Women will avoid it like the plague. Just have it be a very masculine energy and vibe in there. And then it will just automatically... the sexes will segregate themselves. Okay. That's just... I mean, it's a practical suggestion. If you want to make it feel... I mean, to be fair, I used to go to a gym kind of like
no.
that. It does feel good.
Serve spitting tobacco to everyone who enters.
Yeah.
No one wants to be around that as a woman.
Yeah, exactly. Genius. All right, but another person responded saying, staring at the gym is 100% normal. It annoys me, but what are people supposed to look at? The floor, walking up to and grabbing the weight. Now that's not normal. So this woman's like, oh, but as soon as he decides to try and help you with something, I've helped people in the gym before, and sadly, incidents like this make me worry. Do they think I'm a creep? Because you do get that feeling in the gym. You want to help somebody, but at the same time, you think to yourself, are they going to think I'm being untoward? Just makes it a bit more difficult for everyone.
That's life as a man, in general, though, as well.
Yeah.
This is something that women don't seem to appreciate, which is, I remember one post talking about this once. It was like, if you're a man walking home and there's a young lady in front of you who happens to be walking the same way, like, you kind of don't want to walk too fast or get near her because you're like, I don't want to worry her or something.
Yeah.
There's lots of minor things like that in male life that women just don't seem to understand.
Yeah, that situation that you just described has happened to me a few times where I've just deliberately slowed down so she doesn't feel worried, because I know that lots of women worry about something like that. Understandably so. I know women who have been actually stalked in real life, and that is one of the things you can where it makes them nervous. You can notice them following you. So I never want to come across like that, and no one does really, do they? But this is the original response that she gave to the situation, and the suggestions that she was overreacting. No, just go back to the article, John, because she deleted all of these, so this is the place that I'm getting the reference from. She said, the video was taken out of context. I found a squat rack area near the corner of the gym.
You posted it. What do you mean out of context?
Yep. I know. He followed me right there after I did some workouts. There was plenty of ab machines to use, but he chose to use that one. Was not doing his workout half the time. The mirror faced just me and not the whole gym, so he was not looking around. There was nothing but a mirror in my direction. I get constantly harassed by men in public spaces when I even show an inch of skin. I mean, if this is your threshold for harassment, I doubt it. So yes, I get peed.
Also, sorry to be rude, but an inch of skin is not what she was wearing.
No, absolutely not. But I get peed when they glare for disturbingly long periods of time. Did we see any remote indication that he was just staring at her for, like, was he like this straight at her, or was he just going like...
He looked like a guy who wanted to ask you on a date.
Yeah, it seemed perfectly innocent. I'm not looking for views or clicks. Come on, that's obvious BS. I just posted this to spread awareness on how disturbing being stared at can make a woman feel. No, that's not what you were doing. That's not what you were doing at all. I don't think it's bad to look at someone once and be like, oh, that's a pretty girl, but I personally put my headphones on and I mind my business and make sure to look unapproachable because I'm only there to film gym vlogs, which I'm not looking for attention. Just let me film my vlogs for thousands of people online and work on my progression in the gym. I wouldn't be doing this for attention at all. I don't trust random strangers. No person should. You don't know their intentions. This is all just so obviously just excuses. It's not making any sense. It's rambling. It's just excuses.
I'm not convinced.
No, of course not. I am also extremely... oh, wait, here he goes. I can see how this makes me look I have an inflated ego, but I am an attractive girl in a beauty standard sense, and I get extremely sexually harassed online, and it makes trusting random strangers that approach me trigger my trauma, which is why I respond this way. Bloody everything. Everything is just trauma nowadays. Oh, everyone's got trauma. It's just the trauma response. No, it's not an excuse for your bad behavior and trying to make this guy look like a creepy sexual harasser.
Get in the gym, I'm triggered. I set up my vlog, I'm triggered. I lift the weights, I'm triggered.
So traumatic. A man tries to help me, I'm traumatized. I mean, seriously.
But yeah, no, fair enough. The guy wasn't actually trying to help. I think he was trying to ask her on a date or something, in which case,
Yeah,
we'll shoot him. What do you want?
You rejected him, and he was like, oh, okay. It's that simple. I mean, if you want to follow up and tell us about how he stalked you home later on that night and then try to break into your home or something, then feel free to go for it.
Both of those would be crimes?
Both of those would be crimes. But he didn't, did he? You said no, and he went, okay, and went and did something else. Simple as. She did delete all of that and posted this instead, saying that she would be... coming out with a response to this whole gym situation in a few days. I think I've got this in the wrong order in the doc, John. So if you move to the next one after this one, the next one.
Love the Smithers memes.
Yeah. So she went, my gross mistake, addressing the gym video. And she just apologizes and she says, oh, I'm going to move on. I'm going to take a break from social media until I'm in the right mindset. All of this. P.S. at the bottom, I don't have an OnlyFans. It's a fan house. It's completely different, guys. I don't get completely naked, only half naked. So don't sexualize me, guys. That's the kind of vibe that I got from this. And she got some responses from some people. I just... looked on Twitter earlier for people still talking about this, and if we go back to that last one, this is the sort of thing that I saw, which was that people going like, oh, one woman publicly purposefully uses an innocent interaction for clout, and now harassment doesn't exist, and men just want an excuse to be evil misogynists. No one agrees with harassment. Nobody's saying that. No, you're delusional. Stop trying to blow out of proportion men who are just like glancing over at you because you're an attractive girl in a skimpy outfit. I mean, it's going to happen. If I go to the gym in like a tank top and start doing bicep curls as heavy as possible to make my biceps bulge in front of all of the women, one or two might glance over. It's just, and then you should sue them. Yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right. I should give it a try. But what we learn from this? What have we learned from this? What has this Jessica woman learned from this? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I went on her Twitter profile earlier on today, and this was the most recent tweet from yesterday. With the amount of unwanted sexualization I experience as a girl... Okay, just stop there. Just stop there. She's muted all replies. She's not learned a single thing. Not learned unwanted sexualization as a girl streamer. And then she has to bring up deep fake porn. Have you got evidence that somebody she's putting on lingerie, crying? I can't believe they're doing this to me. I know. Women taking responsibility challenge, impossible. And then there are real life consequences to this. Like Lauren Chen has spoken about this particular incident and posted this. Now, this video that she puts here, it is pretty obviously fake. It's obviously fake because this girl, she's doing squats with the... she's not wearing any leggings? With the are those leggings? Those are leggings. All right. These are the sorts of things that women wear in the gym. So, you could wear baggy trackies or something like that, but they choose to wear this instead. But if it's comfortable, if you just want to wear stuff like that, then fine. Just don't be surprised if a man looks over. When I was in Afghanistan, you were wearing clothes, walking about. Then the last day, the Independence Day, the media came, and this lady from like Al Jazeera or something from Qatar came, and she's wearing the abaya, and she's covering her hair but not her face. Mm-hmm. And the guy who's driving us around lives in Afghanistan fully, so he doesn't see women. Everyone wears like burqas are really baggy, and he looks over and goes, "Oh, what's the problem, Mohammed?" He says, "Look at that." And we turn around, and like the abaya is ever so slightly showing the shape of her ass. Oh my goodness! Like it's not even, you can't even see her ass, but it's just like there is an ass there, you can tell. And he just goes, Can you believe that, my brother?
It's just a complete dichotomy between the West and the East at this point.
Oh, yeah.
They are obviously extremes, but we are an extreme. Like, we have to recognize we're a fucking crazy place.
Yeah, like I say, if you dress like that in the gym, that's your prerogative. That's what you can do. But just don't be surprised if men look over. This video is pretty staged because she eventually has to get a woman to help her, and all of the men were avoiding helping her because they don't want to be accused of harassment. This comes across fake because realistically she could have just like chucked the weight off her back. It seems staged.
Why are none of the women wearing sweatpants?
Because this is just what these. To be fair, these are the sorts of. I think there's a big brand called Gymshark, and these are the sorts of leggings they sell to women. Why
leggings? Like, if you don't want to be looked at, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
What am I asking? Women don't want to be looked.
Yeah, women don't want to be looked at. Yeah, sure, okay. But no, this is staged. But the point is that this is the sort of thing that will happen in the future if this kind of behaviour keeps going on. If a man just thinks that even interacting just to help a woman move weights, or if she's stuck, might get them accused of harassment, well, just don't expect help from guys at the gym then. But men, it is your duty to patrol Thots in whatever appearance and whatever situation they may appear in. If you get the feeling that a woman is going to accuse you of harassment for just being in her general area in the gym, don't take that. Don't take that nonsense. Let her know that you're not interested.
If you appreciated that segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content we have on the site, such as the premium videos, this one on conceptions of political freedom. If you'd like to find out what else we're putting out, you can follow us on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.